Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your boy, Jamel, Jslim, Miller, and I just wanted to make a quick video. Just basically, so I've, you know, first of all, please pardon me. Excuse me if I'm rambling or anything. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I just wanted to make a quick video off the top. So if I'm, stuttering or if I'm pausing or whatever, please just bear with me. So I just wanted to make a quick video, basically giving my side of the story as far as not story, but I guess, so last night, our boy OnTariq Nasheed made a video. Well, he didn't make a video, but on his normal Sunday broadcast that he does, he brought up my my poems. I know he brought it up the other night as well, one of his lives, and he brought it up last night on his live stream, his YouTube live stream that he does every Sunday. And first of all, I just want to shout Tariq out. I just want to thank him because after all these years, out 2010, like it had to be 2010, 2011. That's like 10 years now. And for my poems to still be a topic of discussion after all these years, I am humbled and I'm thankful to Tariq for, keeping my poem, keeping those stories alive. I'm not, gonna come up here and be like, oh, he keeps on bringing it up, and he keeps on bringing up my poems, and and stuff like that. This is not what this video is about. That's why I wanted to start off this video just saying thank you to him, because I know he came across a lot of people that he interacted with between these 10 years, and for my poems to still be on his mind, and for him to share a video that I did years ago and talk about my poems. And he does bring it up every so often. He brings it up every so often. And I'm thankful for that. I'm not going to come up here and be upset or be like, oh, he's clowning me. No, I take that as a compliment, the things he said. He didn't say anything like derogatory, or he didn't disrespect me. But he did add some more to it for entertainment purposes. And that's what I wanted to do in this video, and to talk about, to kind of bring some context to what he was saying. So like he said last night, there's some new listeners that wasn't around back then that just started listening. So I just want to give my side of the story, kind of the non-funny version of it, right? So like he said, all that stuff, everything he pretty much said is true. He did add some elements to it that, for storytelling purposes. I understand. As you see, I was a writer, so I understand. And Tariq doesn't mean nothing from harm. He's an entertainer. At the end of the day, he's a great guy, and he's a entertainer. So he's gonna add content to it to make it funny. Come on now, that's nothing to. I'm not gonna, worry about that. So let's start. Okay, 2010, 2011, like you said, I came into the chat room, blah, 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 I did all that. That's true, right? Now, the poems that he's talking about and that he talks about the most when he brings me up, yes, I did write them. But at that time, you got to remember, I just started writing like poetry, and I was taking it seriously at that time. And at that time, I was experimenting. Different styles of writing. I was experimenting, just as a writer at the time. So those poems that I was writing were experimental poems, right? So I just wanted to clear that up. I just wanted to clear that up. They were just experimental. I was just writing off the dome. It's just like any storyteller, that you have these ideas and you're playing around with it. Now, the book that he's talking about, I had posted a book on the ebook. I did an ebook. That's the one he brought up. But to add on to that, I had like a year or two later, I had went through like a publishing company, like a private publishing company, not anything on Amazon or anything like that. And I had wrote a book called Blood from My Heart, and I redid the book, and I got hard copies and I sold it myself, like at work and things like that. So that is the version that has the more of my work, more variety. It doesn't have the rapey poems in there. It don't have any of those. So I do have more content to that. It's not it wasn't just like, oh, I'll just write in those type of poems because I have this weird mind, this sick obsession, or this sickness of, I just like these sick fantasies that I have. It wasn't like that. It was just experimental. I was just writing off the top of the dome. I was just experimenting, right? So I just wanted to clear that part of it up. And like I said, I am humbled and I'm thankful that, you know, that these poems are still being brought up after all these years, 10 years, you know, and it's still being brought up, you know, and I'm a glass half full type of dude. I'm not gonna look at it like, I think somebody else will look at it like, oh, he's clowning me or he's making me look crazy. Or I like it. I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, it's kind of like, you know, you have a person that has a that's considered a one-hit wonder, and they have this big hit, and that's what people remember them for. It's that big hit, and that's what people are going to keep on talking about, that big hit. But then it's like, oh, I had other stuff, and then what happens is that they grow resentment towards that big hit that made them a whole bunch of money and that got them a whole bunch of attention. And then they try to run away from it. They try to do different things. They try to get away from it. But at the end of the day, it all comes around. It all comes full circle. And they end up embracing. That hit. It's kind of like what Janelle White did with Urkel. He tried to run away from it after it's done. He tried to get away from it. But at the end of the day, it came back full circle. And now he's embracing the Urkel name and Urkel brand, and he's using it to his advantage because he realized, he might not said this publicly, but I think he realized, like, hey, look, man, this is what it is. It's a part of my legacy. I have to embrace it. I have to, you know, use it to my advantage, and it is what it is. So I'm not going to be resentful because he brings up these poems or he just talks about those poems. Yeah, would I like that he says, oh, well, he had other poems and he had other things, you know, that's not the only type of poems he wrote. Yeah. But I'm not upset because I understand that is not what is funny. That is not what is entertaining, you know. And like I said, I'm just humble that after all these years, he still remembers. And it's crazy that it was 10 years. Like, the video that he played when I was reading the poem, like, it's crazy because, like, I look at that video and I'm like, I had glasses. Like, I still wear my glasses every now and then. I wear contacts most of the time. I wear my glasses every now and then. I don't even barely wear my glasses no more. My face was slimmer. I was younger. Like, it was just, I'm like, wow. And I have grown over those years. You know, anybody knows, I don't really write that much no more, just because I just don't have the passion for it that much. I have other things going on. And at that time, I had the passion for it. And not only that, I'm a husband now, and I have, you know, I had a job before, but I have other things I'm focused on. So, like, I'm not writing that much. And if I do write, I may post something here and there on Facebook or on Instagram if I'm inspired, but I don't have the passion for writing that I had at that time. And not saying it would never come back, but it just, I was in a different mindset back then, you know. So I just wanted to kind of give my side of the story, and just also thank everybody. And thank Tariq, you know, hopefully this video gets to him and he sees this and he knows that I'm thankful that he uses his platform when he's talking about other issues to bring up my name every now and then, and that I still resonate in his you know, in his thoughts as far as like his content, not in his thoughts. I'm not saying he thinks about me, you know, on his personal time, but I'm saying like as far as when he's doing his broadcasts, when he's doing his lives, is that I still come up. And that I remember I was watching the live that he did on Instagram, the playback. I wasn't on the thing. D. Tubman had told me that he shouted me out, and I watched it back. And it was basically brought up because he was talking about all the people from his Mac Lessons days when he did the Ustream live, and he was just talking about all the people that were up there, right? And that call the memorable personalities. And out of all the people he talked about, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I think out of all the people he talked about me the most. You know, and he brought me up again today. I mean, not today, but I watched I didn't watch the live broadcast last night, Sunday, but I watched the live broadcast. I mean, I watched the playback, and I wasn't expecting that. I was just watching the show. No one told me. I just was watching the show because I watch it Monday mornings. I don't usually watch it live, the live stream. Just watching it, just 'cause, you know, I'm a fan. I'm always going to be a fan. I'm one of the OG fans. I've been there since, you know, for a while, like, as you know. So I still watch his shows. I still listen to the broadcasts on Sunday. I still listen to the broadcasts on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever he puts it out. I'm still a big fan of his. So I was just listening. I just heard he was talking, and he just brought up my stuff. I'm like, whoa. And it caught me off guard, but in a good way. So for him to still talk about my stuff after all this time and bring it up again, that means that it's very memorable. And I'd rather be remembered for that. Even though I have more poems that were better poems, that were deeper poems, that were better written poems, that if I'm just remembered for that hit, that one hit wonder, if I'm just if I'm just going to be remembered for a sexual assassination and suck my pen and all that, fine. I'll take it, because I'm not gonna be like, oh, I had more stuff. You know, how dare he needs to, no. So that's all I have today. That's all I'm gonna talk about with that. Again, thank you to Tariq. Thank you to everyone for the support and for the positivity. Thank you. Peace.